Yep. Okay. All right, guys. Well, we're going to make some fun things today, but we wanted to get started just talking a little bit about dry brushing. Have any of you ever done any dry brushing at all? Okay.
Yeah.
So there's lots of different reasons to do it. Number one is just to exfoliate our skin because, I mean, our skin, especially in the summer, we've got layers and layers that fall off, and our skin is the largest organ in our body, right? And so it's always working for us. So it's really good to help slough off all of that waste and toxins that come through our skin. So that's one of the reasons. And the other thing is for our lymphatic system. So when we dry brush, it stimulates the lymphatic system. It removes the dead skin layers. It helps like the muscles. I know some people have talked about, oh yeah, it can help with cellulite. Well, that's baloney. I mean, we all want to believe things will help them with cellulite, but that comes with getting rid of the potato chips and that kind of stuff. It's just, there's lots of different reasons. It also helps increase cell renewal. Okay. So when we're doing dry brushing, we're wanting to move towards the heart and through our lymphatic system. And we have all sorts of lymph nodes in here. Now, I'm not an expert. I'm going to post a video after our class on expert on how to help clear your lymph nodes through your neck and your head and such. Right now, we're just talking about dry brushing your body. And so there's a couple of different dry brushes you can find for your body. There's some that come on a paddle. I think Wendy has a paddle. I've got one in my shower like that. Mine just is a little round brush and it has a little handle, and I find that really easy. So you just put your hand in there and then I can just dry brush like that, and it's like just the palm of my hand. So then I have another dry brush that's a softer bristle, and that's the one that I would use for my neck and face, but it's still a little stiff. When you're getting one if you're going to dry brush your face, make sure you get a softer bristle one. But the hard bristles are really great. And you start from the bottom of your foot and you're brushing upwards. Okay. You want to brush and stimulate your lymphatic, and you want to move everything up towards your lymph nodes so you can release it. So you would start at the bottom of your foot, right? And brush up your legs. Okay. And you want the brush dry. You don't want it wet. You want to do it before you get in the shower. So you would start on your calves and you're just brushing upwards in these nice gentle motions. You're not trying to rub your skin off. So you're using a gentle motion, but enough to slough off the skin. So you would start with your calves, and then you move up your thighs, right? And you're getting the inside the thighs, the outside. Then you do the other foot, starting at the toes up the heel, up again, your calves, and then up your thighs. And then you do your arms. And again, you're moving up towards the heart. So you dry brush the outside, the inside, your armpits. And then when you get here, anytime we're above the heart now, so then you would dry brush in a downward motion towards the heart. Okay, so you're an upward motion on your arms, your legs, on your whole body. It's all upward motion up until you get to here. Then you're going to want to come down here. All right. And so then after you've dry brushed, then you're going to hop in the shower and you'll rinse all that dead skin off. And your skin it gets stimulated. Like when I dry brush my face, it will get red, just kind of like when we did the melt method, or when we did the detox mud mask, because it's drawing toxins out and it's stimulating everything. So it's just a great little thing to do. I only do it about once a week. I have my dry brush sitting out by the shower, so it reminds me. And once or twice a week is really plenty. And then after you shower, then of course you want to apply your moisturizer under your skin to replenish it. If you're doing your face, as I said, it's a whole different ball game. You want something softer bristled. There's a whole technique. And if you're just doing it to exfoliate, you can go in circles, like this. But if you're doing it because you want to clear out your lymph nodes, and like during this season, my throat and neck, everything gets so swollen here because of allergies and all the pollen and everything. So learning how to dry brush that is a whole nother story, and you want to move it towards your lymph, and you're actually moving it up and down. So it's a whole different technique for your neck and your face.
Yeah.
So I will post this great little video. She's an expert. She's a physical therapist and lymph, just lymphatic drainage kind of person. So that's a whole nother technique. But today we're just talking about keeping our bodies looking good. And if we're out in the sun too much, right, our skin gets so dry. And just from everyday normal life, we need to slough off that dead skin and give it an opportunity to have new cell growth. So that's just a little thing about how to take care of our skin, and year round, actually, really, because even in the winter, it gets dry.
You know what I really appreciate about this Fundamentals of Wellness group is that it's just making me more mindful to actually do these things, Kimberly, because I have had this brush for a long time, and it sits there in its little basket, looks cute as can be. And this morning I said, I think I'm going to do a dry brush. And I hadn't done it in such a long time. And Lori and I kind of talked about this earlier today, that it's just so nice to be with a group of people, because it inspires me to do these self-care techniques that otherwise I wouldn't do. I just wouldn't do them.
Well, and it's easy. We forget about, there's so many different things we can do, right? We just fill up our day, but it's a nice thing. Keep ourselves healthy, keep our skin looking good. And I really recommend, especially if you do, like if you're getting a cold or if you have pollen allergies, really learning that dry brush technique for your lymphatic system here in your throat. And
if you're melting and you're trying to get the toxins out.
Yes.
I'm learning that this morning.
Yeah.
I think that's my problem. I got this big old knot right here, and I'm sure it's the lymph nodes now.
Well, yeah.
I've been doing so much stuff and it's just all over the place. My poor body's probably saying, hold the fort.
Lori, that totally makes sense, because
Let's get some of this out.
They can get clogged. They get clogged up. So we have to unclog this area first before we start moving everything down. If we're moving everything down into our lymph and we're clogged, it gets clogged and then it gets swollen. So that's probably exactly what's happening.
I've had this problem for a while, off and on, but not to this degree all of a sudden. And normally I can work it out and it'll go away, but it's not going away. And so Wendy got me doing some different oils and stuff, and a hot compress I'm going to do. Yeah. But I really think after a week ago with my neck, I'm getting more movement. I think I've had this for so long, and it's on the left side. I think that's what my problem's been.
Wow.
Wow.
Crazy. Well, I'm going to be posting that. I'll post that.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
I'll watch it. Yeah.
He talks about
I felt chilled last night. I couldn't figure out why. I don't feel sick. I just felt chilled. And we've got 100-degree weather here. It's like, why do I feel chilled?
Exactly. You got to get that stuff out.
Yeah, I think that's what it's doing.
Yeah. Well,
it's amazing.
After you do the lymphatic, do you have a dry brush?
I have one on a stick.
Well,
I'm gonna get a smaller one.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get one for the face.
Yeah, I got the one that Kimberly has, and it's nice.
Yeah,
I just got that set.
Yeah,
it's $9 or something.
Yeah, it's so cheap. I know, they're really cheap. Yeah, they're great.
And the other thing too is, remember, after you use your dry brushes, you got to wash it once in a while. Rinse them out, and then every once in a while wash it with a little bit of soap and just let them air dry. But you got to get all that dead skin and toxins out of the dry brush. Yeah. Yeah.
Good point. Well, good. Well, after you do your dry brush and then you take your shower, it's a perfect opportunity to put on a really beautiful moisturizer. And I just love our body butter, but I've also used the Citrus Bloom lotion that we have. That's really beautiful. So anything that's just going to nourish your skin. But let's talk about what happens when you sit in the sun and you're just the act of sitting there, you have this evaporation that's happening and it's pulling fluid right out of the skin, and everything just feels tight and dry and sticky. So we thought it would be a great idea to make an after sun skin spray. So let's go ahead and do that next. Do you want to?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you don't have your handout, would you like me to pull that up and put it on the screen?
That would be great.
What is it called? After Sun Solution?
It probably is called that.
Yeah,
Well, it's on your handout, so I'm just
Yeah.
going by the.
that's
Yeah.
correct.
Can
Oh,
everybody
there's a
see
lot.
this? Can you see the screen okay? Can you see my
Mhm.
recipes? So this was a handout that I had purchased from Lisa Zimmer, and we're just going to use that one today. Let's see, are we missing anybody? Yeah, there's Cindy. Okay, so yeah, we're going to make two things today: the post-pool hair, which I'm calling a leave-in hair conditioner, and then the after sun spray. So let's see, we need optionally frankincense and copaiba, and then Kimberly and I and Kathy talked about this before. The frankincense, the lavender and peppermint really are the great products to put in here. And I think the frankincense and copaiba are, if you have them, you can add those.
Frankincense is so good for your skin. I usually add it, but we didn't know if everybody had the frankincense and copaiba with them.
Right.
But I have
Yeah,
this with just the peppermint and lavender, and I carry it in a bag with me always, and it's a cooling spray. It's great for your skin, and I actually do things a little different with mine. I actually add fractionated coconut oil to mine.
Oh,
So I fill it with water, and then I usually put just like about I never measure anything, maybe a teaspoon or half a teaspoon of fractionated coconut oil, or for that matter, almond oil, anything like that. And it'll separate because oil and water don't mix. And then you put in your essential oils. And what I like about putting that oil in is it helps it to stick to the skin better.
yeah.
And because sometimes when we're spraying something that's mostly water-based, it evaporates too quickly. And so by putting the fractionated coconut oil in it, first of all, you're adding another moisture ingredient. So it's not only going to be cooling, but moisturizing. So then when you spritz it on your arms or your neck or wherever, then you can kind of rub it in, and it actually gives you this moisturizing effect as well as cooling.
I'm going to add
How
that
much do
after.
you use? I'm sorry.
so is the body butter available again yet? Every time I've checked, it's been only if you've been ordering it as a
Yeah.
regular thing, can you still order it? Otherwise, it's not been available. Do you know if that?
I can check.
Yeah, we can check afterwards, but I know that with doTERRA has really been having problems with supply chain, as everybody else has. You'll notice we don't run out of oils because they bottle them themselves. But where we're having problems is when we have other companies package our products, and all of our body butters and our skin creams and our face stuff is all packaged by somebody else. We send them the product, the oils, they create it and package it. And that's where we're having troubles, is getting all these packages.
Yeah, because I really love the body butter,
I
but
know.
it
Yeah,
says
I do
unless
too.
it's on the loyalty rewards order that you've been ordering it for a long time every month, you
Mhm.
can't order it.
I don't know if you see my screen, but I pulled up doTERRA.com and you can purchase the replenishing body butter. It's available.
All
We
right,
cannot-
well, I've
we
checked
cannot see
about
your
a
screen.
dozen times and it's been saying no, so.
Yeah. Well,
I
it's
will
there
check
now.
again.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna put it
Good.
on my July
All
order
right,
like
good.
yesterday or
Kim-
immediately.
Huh?
Kimberly, when you add the fractionated coconut oil, how much do you add? How many pumps?
Honestly, me, I never measure. So I would say maybe a half a teaspoon. Like, it depends on what size bottle you have. I have, what is this? I think this is a 6-ounce bottle. And I'd probably put maybe a half a teaspoon in there of it.
Okay.
And when you put the oil in it, of course, anytime you do anything with essential oils, because it naturally separates, you always want to shake first.
Right.
Like even when you're making room sprays, you know, for aromatic use, you want to shake it first and then shake it and then squirt it. But I
Yeah,
put
it
it in
smells
everything,
beautiful.
like this bottle here, if you look closely, can you see how it's separated?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, who are we looking at? Oh.
Yeah. This bottle, can you see my bottle that I'm holding up?
Mhm.
Okay, so that is bug spray. And because we were just camping, and so I threw this together, and I just had a few different oils that I put in there, and then I added the fractionated coconut oil once again because it helps me to spread the bug spray around my arms, and it just stays on better. So I put it in all my squirts.
And you know, as we were talking about putting this class together, one of the topics that came up for Kathy, Kimberly, and I was to have you make your own sunscreen. And I'm just looking at this handout, and right down the bottom here, it says pre-sun skin protectant is the doTERRA diaper rash cream. And I have heard that that's a good sunscreen. So if that's something that people are interested in using, something that's a little bit more natural, than a lot more natural than what you get from Walgreens or CVS, and you can put it on your loyalty rewards order, that might be a good product to have. Has anybody tried that as a sunscreen?
Nope, it can't do it.
You know, Kimberly, you know Denise, my friend Denise. She went to her cousin's place and was in the pool all day the other day, and she ended up torched. And she kept putting sunscreen on all the time, and she even used Baby 50. And nothing seemed to work on her
Wow.
for some reason. Yeah, she got torched all over the front of her. And
Was
she
she
was
in the
really
water?
surprised. She was in the pool,
Yeah.
and she kept reapplying it, and she couldn't figure out what she was doing wrong.
Wow.
And it caught her off guard because you didn't really know it until you got home.
Right, right. Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
thanks.
Huh. So maybe she just has some sort of sensitivity to sunscreen, doesn't work on her.
Could be
Something maybe.
expired
And
too. They do expire, by the way.
Oh, that's a good
I've thrown
point.
several of them away because they've gone past.
Good
Cool.
point, Linda.
That's
Good.
a
that
good point.
could be, yeah, maybe that would be it. The date. Yeah.
So
And
I
don't-
made my sun solution skin spray, and I ended up making it with extra peppermint and lavender
Mhm.
just for the scent purposes,
Yes.
Oh, nice.
but it feels really good. I think I'm going to add actually a little more coconut oil though, because I like things to be a little more
Moisturizing.
emollient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
slippery.
We live in such a dry climate too, so making it emollient is really nice. And I do, you know, these are just bases, these recipes. I usually use way more oils than they recommend.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
you know,
I do
I like
too.
the smell too, and the peppermint is what's so cooling, and the lavender is soothing to your skin.
Yep.
So the combination of the two is wonderful, and I like frankincense.
Oh, yeah.
I've never put copaiba in mine, but I do frankincense in mine naturally,
I love
and it is
copaiba.
just so nice. That would be
Well, I just did the copaiba, and I'm thinking that the reason, and I could be totally off base, I'm thinking that the reason might be that copaiba is such an anti-inflammatory that when you're putting it on kind of tortured skin after you've come out of the sun, you know, there's an inflammation in that organ, your skin, going on most likely. So I think that's probably the reason they're adding it. And I'm adding it because I think that's going to be helpful.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Copaiba is so nice. Well, are we ready to make the next one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm excited about this one. So when, again, Kathy, Kimberly, and I got together and we were looking at these recipes, we said, all right, let's do this leave-in hair conditioner. And how much is 1 pump of the Essentials conditioner? So I went ahead and measured it out, and it is a half a teaspoon.
Does
So if
not,
you- And I
So
have to-
I'm having my recipe because I only had I have a 15 ml bottle. So I'm going
Oh, nice.
to be making a half.
Well, that's a good idea. 15. I know I'm wondering if I'll use this much.
Well, I
I
just
think I
figured
will.
I can always buy more bottles bigger if it's something that works well and I love it. And
Yeah.
but I'm starting small
I know.
Well, the last time I
because
saw
I don't swim
Deborah,
that much.
well, the last time I saw Deborah, she commented on how dry my hair was. And so I was
Oh.
thinking this was a good one to use. And I think just being outside, riding my bike and just getting wind and
Well,
the
the wind
hot
Much here in Nevada.
dry weather. Okay, so it's a little fussy to put in there, but okay. And then we're gonna do lavender and rosemary. Lavender,
Definitely gonna double the oils in here.
lavender.
So is cedar wood really thick? It doesn't want to come out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just tap it a few times, Linda. It'll come out. It's a little more viscous.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
to
it's
be
a brand new
patient.
bottle, so it's never had any come out yet, so.
Okay.
All the woods are more
Thicker.
viscous. Yeah.
All right, well, it came out after I tapped it. Some of them are so thin, all you have to do is tip them and they come out too fast, so. Always good to be cautious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ro-
Especially when
ro-
it starts to get to the end of the bottle.
Rosemary is also really good for hair growth, you guys, if you're having
Oh.
issues with that. I used to make up this kind of cream that I would rub into my head when I was home by myself at night before I went to bed. I would put it on and I would go to bed smelling like an Italian restaurant, but it was, I think really made a difference.
I see no problem with smelling like an Italian restaurant.
Bring on the bread.
Seriously.
Look, I have a little skewer. I'm mixing my,
Cute.
Well, it's really nice.
do you think you can leave this in instead of shampooing it or rinsing it out?
I'm gonna leave it in.
I
It
think
says to
that's the
massage.
purpose.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to massage
But
it through
this
your
is
hair.
the leave-in conditioner.
Well, it's actually called post-pool hair, but yeah.
But it's a leave-in. So,
Yeah.
Oh, that smells really good.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
I
nice.
try it as a leave-in because my hair's so soft and so fine that most conditioners are too heavy.
Well,
oh,
you might like the sea salt spray that Kathy made.
The salt spray for my hair.
It's a salt spray. It gives you like those beach waves. It gives you some volume.
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice.
So do you go to Pinterest ever?
Yeah, I have an account.
Well,
but don't go there often.
I just went there this morning and searched beach hair spray DIY. And it came up with so many recipes, but they're all very similar. It's just hot water, sea salt. It called for aloe vera, which I'm out of. So I
I have
skipped
that.
that. I skipped that and added a little coconut oil also. And then whatever I ended up putting in bergamot and balance, just because that's kind of my signature smell. And the bergamot being a citrus, it's still okay to use out in the sun on your hair. So,
it's not on your skin.
right.
Well, I think that's pretty nice. So how are we gonna identify which is which?
Yeah, I have them. I made this one first, this one second, this one third, till I go get a tag or some tape.
I think you better.
Well,
Oh.
you know, another thing you can do, which is really nice, is just take the stickers that you have
Yeah.
and you can put the stickers on the bottle.
and
So
that'll
that's what
give
I've
you a
been doing
little-
a lot of times now. It's easier because sometimes I don't have a label. So it's like, I know that this is lavender, cedarwood, and so I'll just put those three on and then I know it's for my hair, you know,
Yeah, that's what I've done for
so you get
years.
a label. But
So that's a good idea. That's
yeah.
what I'll do.
because I was making so much stuff, I had all these different bottles and I have to open it up to smell it. As a matter of fact, so we were camping, Wade and I, we were out by Grover Hot Springs, Markleyville, and we met this really interesting couple. Oh my gosh, he's an FBI field agent, retired, right? And his girlfriend is hiking the entire Pacific Crest Trail.
Yep.
So
Wow.
yeah. So she started in Mexico and she made it up to Ebbets Pass. So we met him at our campground, right? And he's in a van. And so they're retired. And anyway, so she's camping the whole Pacific Crest Trail. So we got to meet her the next day when he picked her up. And she was telling me, I was saying, God, that would be so scary for me to, hike the Pacific. I'd be afraid of lions and tigers and bears and all that. And she said, really, the worst thing on the Pacific Crest Trail is the mosquitoes. She said, there's certain areas when you're near ponds or sitting water and the mosquitoes are just, especially around dusk, right? And so they're just swarming around her head. And she refuses to use any sort of product, with DEET in it. So anyway, the night prior, I was sitting around the campfire. We invited the fellow to sit around the campfire with us, and he was swatting at mosquitoes. There wasn't a lot, but a little. And so I pulled out my bottle and I said, here, would you like to try some of it? It's all natural. And so he was spraying it. He had a bald head too, so he needed to do his head. And he was noticing it works. And he says, oh my gosh, and it smells good too. And so he was thinking that he was telling us that his girlfriend might need it. So the next day, I didn't have all the oils it took to make her own, but I just gave her, I had half a bottle left and I just added a little bit more cedarwood and lavender to it. And I gave her the rest. So I'm excited to hear back from them. I'm going to contact them in a couple days and see if this worked for her way up in the mountains. So
I think we have a class coming up talking about that exact thing.
We do. That's the next
Yes.
class. Yeah.
Yes.
And I just
such a
kind of
segue.
yeah, very good. Very
Yes.
good. So yeah, we'll be making the bug repelling luminaire jar with the mason jar and the oils. But then you can take those same oils and put them in a spray bottle, and you'll be getting an email about that very soon because I've already actually put it together. So it's all in the queue waiting to go.
And that's all, and that's a nooner also, correct?
Yes, it is. It is.
That's great.
In a couple of weeks. That should be fun.
They're just the best, I mean, and the cool thing is there's so many different oils that you can use. You're
Right.
not limited to, whatever. But I'm experimenting a little bit with more deep woods because, when we're just at home, we may have a mosquito come in once in a while. We don't have a ton of them here in Nevada, northern Nevada. But when you go up into the higher elevations near water, there's a lot more of them. Or
Oh, we have them.
hiking in the deep woods. So so far I've been having really good luck with my recipe. And again, I put fractionated coconut oil in it, so it helps to adhere to the skin better. And it just smells so nice. It's just so different to, instead of putting nasty old bug spray on your body that's so bad for you, and it's bad to breathe. It's not good for our lungs, and people spray that stuff all over their kids. It's like, no, God, no.
Yeah,
no.
and their pets too.
Yeah, and your pets, yes. Yep.
Yeah.
So
So
that's
do you have, along the line of being bitten, this is a
Oh.
mosquito bite that's like 3 days old, and I've put lavender and coconut oil on it. I've put Melaleuca on it, and
So-
it's still inflamed. So ideas?
you said a bee sting?
No.
Mosquito.
Mosquito.
Mosquito. Okay.
Why don't you try some copaiba?
Oh, well, I have some of that.
You have it sitting there because it's anti-inflammatory and it's anti all the germs, and maybe it'll help.
Like usually, Melaleuca, tea tree oil helps a lot, but this time it didn't. And that's the only thing that bit me. I got bitten on my arm a few weeks ago. It took 3 days for it to heal up.
You know
Cedarwood
what I
can also
use
help.
often? I'm sorry, what?
Cedarwood will
Oh,
also
yeah.
help.
Oh, I've
Well,
never
I
just opened cedarwood today, so never tried it.
use Correctex.
Yes.
Well, I put some of that on too.
Okay, because I swear to God, I have, if the shit hits the fan, I am prepared with Correctex. I have a huge store of it because I use it for everything. Everything. I use it for everything with my dog. I use it everything with my husband, everything with myself. And the other day, the allergies make the inside of my nostrils really dry and cracky, and you
Yes.
get those little icky scabs sometimes. And so I just put a little bit of Correct-X on my pinkies and picked my nose with the Correct-X, and I swear by it. It within a few hours, you're healed. I mean, it's crazy how fast you can heal the inside membranes of your nasal passage, and with something like that. So
That's such a great
Yeah.
product to have, if
Yeah.
you're
I
gonna go
always
out for
have
the
it
day, just to bring it with
set
you. It's such a
aside.
great
Yeah.
little first aid kit.
yep.
I was
Well,
gonna
thank
say-
you, Lee. I want everybody to look into the camera, and I want you to hold up your little products you made today, and I'm gonna take a
Oh.
picture, a screenshot.
Mine's,
Great.
I don't have a spray bottle, so it's.
That's
a-
okay. And don't put it in front of your face, Linda, so I can see you. There you go. There you
Hi.
go. One,
Smile.
two.
Smile.
Hi, Lori. Perfect.
Hi.
Gotcha.
I figure I'll put some saran wrap on top and put it in the shower, and
There you
then it'll
go.
work.
You go.
Bigger quantity when.
Well, you
Awesome.
might want to get a spray bottle because our next class would
Well-
be that bug spray. So yeah, you could use that.
Well,
for a
I
little bit.
have, so I don't know what's in this. You see, it didn't get labeled.
Oh.
It's something we made in Reno some time ago. It smells a lot like peppermint, so whatever it is has peppermint.
That might have
Maybe it
just
was-
been your
This may
cooling
already-
spray.
Yeah.
It might already be the cooling spray because that's this predominant flavor or smell is
Then
peppermint.
just,
So,
Linda, just add those other oils into it then.
and just maybe a little extra
great.
peppermint, be done.
Yeah.
Because I have a little
Guys-
bottle.
Also, I just posted a video on this stuff this morning of face wipes that I make for travel. And I've been using them. They're so great. I mean, it's so much better than using any store-bought stuff. And they're so easy to make. And I found the perfect little round or oval little things, but it's about a 4.5 minute video. And so I shared that this morning, and then I will also share the little video after we get off of how to do the lymphatic massage for your
Great.
face.
Great.
Okay, I'll get that on there
Perfect.
as well.
Okay.
So,
Thank you so
Cool.
much for that.
you're
Yeah.
welcome. So you
That
guys
video
Where
was
are you going
cute.
to post it, Kimberly? Where are you posting that to?
on
Where
this
are you
stuff
going-
really works. On this stuff really works.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So everything's
I
on,
didn't know where to go.
yeah, in that group, that's where I post everything. That's the group that I started 9 years ago. So it'll be there. So, and that's where I'll post to do your facial lymphatic massage as well. So it was great to see all of you guys, and hope to see you in 2 weeks for our bug
Okay.
spray
So
class.
it's going to be every couple of weeks, Wendy, or is it going to
Yeah.
change?
Couple weeks. Yeah, every couple of weeks, but the daytime will change as we shift through summer. Look at the
Next
face of
one
Linda.
will be at noon, and I think we have a couple 4 o'clock classes, and then we're gonna skip back to a 7 o'clock. We're just trying to give everybody an opportunity to hit a time that works for them.
Yeah, because the people
Fine,
that
some-
can't get on, at 7 o'clock at night, right? I've got to
Well,
get.
it's just
I'll find
9
her.
o'clock here, and sometimes I go to bed by 9:30.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I'd fall asleep halfway through the class, and so I skipped it entirely. It's like,
Yeah, well, that's why we're moving different times so different people can join us. And it's every other week is what we're doing it through the summer. So
perfect.
Okay.
It's so nice to
Look
see you,
forward.
Linda. And Cindy Lou
Thank
and Lori,
you.
it's so nice to have you all here today.
absolutely.
Cool.
Good to see you.
Okay,
Love
girls.
you guys.
Bye.
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 bye. Safe travels.
Thanks.